let's look at groups for a minute. That seems to be a little bit of something that's up. Just all the different groups out there. Now that's separate, and we can see how after we practice and really get grounded in really well, knowing that you've got your experience going on, I've got mine, and we're living our experiences, and we're living them together. So in a way, that's kind of a separate idea within the oneness realm, because we're all having experiences. I may not be having the same experience you're having right now, but if I can find compassion easily and I'm not triggered or charged, then I've come to accept what's going on for you at your time and space. Perhaps I experienced it at a former time in this lifetime and worked through it and am no longer triggered by it, or I did it in a previous lifetime. So that's fine. We understand oneness in that way. And the more we drop our triggers and our charges, the more we will see that oneness. Now the thing about groups is there's so many different groups out there, and groups surely separate in a different way. It's about, if we're going to see and realize we're all one, granted, maybe coming together in groups can unite us and heal something that needs to be healed through some time and space where there was a hurt or a pain or some form of suffering, or some deem it as an injustice. So the tables have turned and now we need to do something else to make up for it. That's fine. If we can bring consciousness, more consciousness to the table when we start joining a group or an organization or a process, that really separates. The heart of it may be to heal, like there's a lot of women's processes out there to pull women together to be empowered and to regain their power from another time and space where they gave it up and didn't claim it, and someone else took their power because it was freely given. I mean, it was just given. So these groups come together to strengthen, which is beautiful, and to get empowered again, which is beautiful. Like that's the heart of it, is to regain their empowerment. Now it's really important to not swing the other way, because then we're doing the exact same thing that was done to get you in that position in the first place. Now you're becoming the very ones that took your power. And now the pendulum has swung over to here. Many groups find themselves over here. There's many different races and religions and organizations that sense and feel that they've had some injustice and mistreatment and just not fairness, or that their power was taken. We have all been here. We have all experienced that in some lifetime, if not this one. All of us, 100%. No one's special in that regard. We've all done it. We know the feeling of injustice. We know the feeling of having our power taken because we didn't know we could keep it. Because we just gave up our power, maybe even consciously. So rather than swing all the way over here and then be the very one to take others' power and to shift the energy that way, why don't we consciously come and work from right here? And rather than separate out into groups, pointing the finger at someone else that took our power, we reclaim in the here and now the situation. Reclaim ourselves right here and right now. Groups separate. We want to unite into one. So to take these different organizations, and in your process, in our processes, learn, hey, I need to be really conscious, because I could really swing the other way and like go against all these other groups. I'm going to be empowered now, and I'm taking all my power back, but it's got like an angry, upset tone about it. Hey, I'm reclaiming my power. I'm going to be this way. You're not taking my power anymore. Sometimes that's the end result of these groups, because they haven't come full circle. So on the way to regaining power, let's realize that the very groups that we're pointing the finger to, the very energies that we're pointing our finger to that took our power, are us. We're one and the same. We are those other groups. Because in some other time and space, if not this lifetime, we have done that. We have been that. We are that. So we don't want to, it's really no big work here to sit there and regain a bunch of power, only to continue pointing the finger and regaining our power with anger and upset and a sense of those people, those groups owe us. They owe us. We had injustice for a long time, or we had been disempowered for a long time. We're owed something. The owing is going to come from ourselves, because we're the same people. The very thing that we think has been done to us, the very injustice that was done to us, if we don't realize it, that we do the same thing to others, probably right now, even in this lifetime, that for sure we've done it in another lifetime. We have been on both sides of the fence. And for us all just to sit here right now and reclaim our power, we created everything in our life, no matter what the injustice, reclaim that power back from our source. You know, we call on our source. Bring this power back to me. This power of injustice that I feel. Bring it back to me now. I'm reclaiming all my power, and I realize and know that I and that group I'm pointing my finger to, that person that I'm pointing my finger to that took my power, that treated me this way, we're one. And in fact, I've done the same thing. So I'm going to have an open heart and an open understanding. Because when it really breaks on down to it, we can go down to you know, just energy. It's just energy. But what if we broke it down just to like masculine, feminine energy? If there's masculine energy in our outer world that has caused an injustice on us, then let's sit with ourselves a minute and see if our own masculine energy has created some injustice in our lives. What if our feminine energy in our outer world is causing problems for us? Our feminine energy has just got some issues. Well, guys, you know, this could be a guy, we can look at this very simplistically. Guys can sit here and go inside and go, wow, what's my inner feminine energy doing? Is all that you just judged in your outer feminine energy is just judging your own inner feminine energy. So there you go. Look in your outer world, listen to your mind judging and pointing the finger at your feminine energy in your outer world, and that's your viewpoint of your inner feminine. That can be a huge wake-up call. We can get we're all one. We're all one. We can't escape it. It's beautiful. We can stop pointing the fingers. If we're going to do that, just go look in the mirror and point the finger, and that's about all. That's what it boils down to. So, you know, there's nowhere to go but in. When we go inside, we see our outer world. We can look outside, see our inner world. You're wondering about your relationships? Look in your outer world. It mirrors the inner relationship. All your inner relationships. Wow, look at that. Look at all the ways we relate in the outer world. And all the relationships we have in the outer world. That's how many we've got going on in here. That's it. Many, many. So as we focus in and blend these outer world into one and start seeing everybody as one, our inner world all comes in nice, congruent, one solid energy of love. So anyway, we'll play with that one for a while. And perhaps we'll see what bubbles up in the next go round. Namaste.